Welcome back to Horsing Around with Luke and Austin. This has been a brand new episode after a somewhat extended hiatus, and our viewers are reeling from the lack of content.
They're starved.
They're dying.
They're experiencing withdrawals.
They are. And I'm happy to report that we're back. MJ 96 Bulls, because we're back on our Bulls shit.
That was good. That was a good one.
Sorry. Let me write that down for the next XXL Cypher. Real quick, have you seen the videos of that XXL Cypher or whatever?
No.
There's this white dude who's really bad at rapping. And do you even know anything about the XXL Cypher? It's called the freshman class. It's basically just like newer on the scene rappers. So like 2016 was like X or whatever, or like Juice WRLD and stuff. I don't think it was Juice WRLD, but it was like a bunch of like
R.I.P.
younger rappers. I was gonna say a lot of these, like, believe it or not, a lot of rappers die young.
I wonder why that is.
I wonder why. Well, honestly, some weird. Like, did you just? Was that you clearing your nose or like doing a drug taking?
I was clearing my nose.
Okay, I don't think you were. Which, to be fair, Juice WRLD's was probably the most avoidable one. Which he's younger when he died than we are now. I'm pretty sure.
Actually?
Yeah.
When did he die?
2019, but he was like. I'm pretty sure he was like.
I don't believe you. Actually.
If you don't believe me, that would hurt my feelings. Let me. Oh.
The Huzz.
Juice WRLD. That's what I was looking up. Yeah, and it's been like almost 6 years.
It has been a while.
He died when he was 21 years old. So
I am 21 years old.
We are the age that he died at, pretty much.
Well.
Actually, I think you're older than when he died. So you were older than Juice WRLD ever was right now.
By a couple months.
And he is, I guess, to balance it out, infinitely richer than we might ever be.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, where did it go, you know?
that is a good point. His estate, I think, is legally where it went.
Whatever.
But his was avoidable. You know how he died, right? Where he just like had drugs on a plane and was like, I don't want him to find these. That would be a drug charge. Ooh.
Actually?
Took them all.
That's crazy.
Like a bunch of perks.
Whoa.
Took a handful of like a drug concoction and then just never woke up. Which,
what was he thinking? Like, obviously
he's
that
rich
would
and
happen.
famous. The most you're going to get at that stage with the way we treat drugs now is like a fine. Maybe a suspended sentence. But instead you panic and you're like, I'm just going to die.
I'll just choose to overdose instead.
I'll just...
Like, did he just forget those were a thing? Just threw them out the window? No, I'm different.
No, my body can do this.
That's
Maybe
crazy.
he thought, surely they'll resuscitate me in time, right? In the air.
Well, that's
where
dumb
you might not
because
have a
I thought
doctor.
I thought they didn't want him to know. I thought he wanted them not to know that he had drugs in the first place. You wouldn't need to be resuscitated.
From what I understand, if you can't be arrested for being on drugs, like you can't be charged for being like high, which is why they tell you, like, tell your medical professional if you've taken like hard drugs within the last week or something, because an anesthesiologist,
Right.
Anesthesia is scary in the first place, but they tell you, like, they'll have posters when you're meeting an anesthesiologist for like a major surgery. They'll say like, it's a matter of life or death. Please tell us if you've had like crack, meth, stuff like that within the last week, because if we put you under, you will not wake back up.
Jeez.
That's
okay.
just a true fact.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like, but that's why they tell you, like, hey, if you're high on something, tell us so we don't kill you, because we don't want that to happen. And also, we're not going to tell anybody if you've, like, done crack. Like, we're not going to snitch.
Huh.
Unrelated, but anesthesia is terrifying because there's a chance you just don't wake up, which I found out. I've gone under anesthesia. There's, like, levels to it from what I understand. Mm-hmm. If you get like, I've had 2 different dental surgeries, and both times, one of them was wisdom teeth. I don't know why I said it like
That's the only surgery I've ever had.
wisdom teeth? When did you have yours done?
I actually got them done early, so I was about 15.
I was also 15. That's kind of crazy because everyone I talk to is like 15. That's way early.
No, like my roommate right now is like, oh, my wisdom teeth are coming in. I was like, that's old news, buddy. I was like, you need to lock in.
I'm kind of glad though, because I feel like, well, I guess I'm not. From what I understand, the more they've come in the surgery, it's easier to take out because they don't have to dig into your jawbone.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
But since I got mine out, my mouth is so small that I didn't have enough. What's a laugh for?
I know.
Not in my experience.
I just know it is. You didn't have to tell me that.
I have such a small like jawbone. It couldn't even fit my wisdom teeth, and they were blocking my molars that had yet to come in from coming in.
Oh God.
So
at 15?
Yes.
You had baby teeth at 15?
No. Like my third molars had yet to come in because there's hardly enough room. And with my braces on, my teeth couldn't correct until those came in.
Oh.
So they had to, at 15 and like a half, I think I was, they went in and had to cut out my wisdom teeth, which were like the size of a Fruity Pebble at the time. They were tiny, but they had to go in and cut it out. Probably some of the worst dental pain I've ever had because I got a dry socket in my mouth, which feels like hell on earth. And I remember for like a week and a half, it was just pure agony until it finally healed up. And mentioning that I have a small mouth is important because
oh yeah, it is.
Oh yeah. About a little over a year ago, bottom left, that third molar that they were trying to have come in. Guess what? It didn't fully come in, and I couldn't brush it, but it was just enough to where bacteria would get trapped. It was completely rotted. So they had to go in and cut out. Sorry, your third molars or your wisdom teeth. I only have one molar on this side, on the bottom.
What?
Because they had to go in and cut out that molar because it was at the point they couldn't save it.
You're missing a tooth.
Yes,
I'm
missing
one
a
tooth short.
Right here. Yes.
I've never known that about you, Luke.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Completely and it was like over again surgery, swelling, stitches.
Wow.
It felt like I got out like just one of my wisdom teeth again. And they had to they had to actually cut off like a piece of my gum because they didn't want it to cover up anymore. And you know what the worst thing is? They told me, like, the surgeon told me after, they were like, yeah, chances are this could happen to any of his other molars, so he might have to have the surgery in the future sometime. And the only scary thing is, I haven't had a dentist appointment since because I've had to cancel twice. So I could fully just get like an abscess, which is even worse than a dry socket.
Oh God, that's pretty good.
And I hate dental stuff. It's not that I hate it. I just strongly dislike it.
No, it's one of the biggest eye rolls in the world when you're like, oh, I have to go.
You go once every 6 months, and it's the biggest pain on earth.
It's the worst. It's the worst.
Did you have braces?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
I feel like that's so common now.
Yeah, I had them in middle school. I got them off right before I went to high school. Actually, I only had them for no joke, probably 10 months, which is kind of crazy.
I hate you.
Yeah, it was pretty
People
wild.
like you make me sick.
I know. And I hope my mom's not watching this because she would flip, but I lost my retainer like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I lost it 4 years ago, and my teeth are still like really straight.
I was going to say, like, especially, mine are really straight too, because...
Thank you.
I can tell. Chat, they're straight. How about my teeth, chat?
You have long teeth.
I do have very big teeth. And that's why they can't fit in my mouth, dude. Big teeth.
That's why you struggle.
Kylie makes fun of my teeth all the time because I have two just like ginormous chompers in the front. But it's the award-winning smile. Thank you.
Yeah.
But the thing is, talking about we're talking about dental stuff. What was I talking about?
How many wisdom teeth did you have? Did you have 2 or 4?
All 4.
You did?
Yeah.
See, because I only had 2, and I think that's really weird that some people
have them.
Some people don't.
Some people don't.
Which
or
is
some
weird.
people just have a few.
Yeah.
Like they just have 1 or 2.
Yeah, like I only had the bottom ones.
Weird.
Which is really weird. And another weird thing about like wisdom teeth removal is like the healing process. Because what I had to do, I'm sure you had to do this as well, but when they took out my bottom 2, they were like in the very far back. And they said every time you ate, you had to like wash it out,
You had to
which is
squirt
disgusting.
it with the salt syringe or whatever.
Yeah, it was really gross. And I learned halfway through my healing journey that I was doing it wrong for probably a week and a half.
Were you just straight dusting in there?
Yeah, I just put it on top of it. I didn't know I actually had to insert it into
The hole?
the wound.
Yeah.
And then when I actually did do that, I was like, whoa. and I was like freaking out.
You thought that you just ruined everything.
I had a food hurricane in my mouth.
Gosh, I don't even know what I ate for the healing process. I'm pretty sure, because the thing is, you're like, you can only chew with your front teeth here.
Dude, I remember like the day after I got my braces, worst pain I've ever felt in my teeth imaginable. Is the worst.
You.
And
Where they put those chains on.
yeah. And I was actually at the church, and I went to this like banquet meal, whatever, and I was like, I can't eat anything, bro. So I found the softest food I could, which was a really, really gooey brownie. Yeah. And I only ate it just like you did, like, and it still hurt like crazy.
You couldn't put pressure down.
No, you couldn't do anything with it. Like if anything so much as like grazed my tooth, I was wincing.
I remember when the first day I got it, before the pain set in, after like that first day, that pain, before it set in, I remember eating something, and it was the craziest feeling because it was like your bite was just fundamentally changed from that first day. And you're like, my teeth aren't sitting right. This isn't right. But then you realize my teeth weren't sitting right ever before. I had some really bad teeth. It's a miracle what modern dentistry can do to your mouth.
That's true. Yeah.
Like, I just looked so fundamentally different. And then I had braces for almost exactly 3 years. I got them out our junior year in high school. I
knew you when you had braces.
Yeah.
Really?
All of sophomore year.
I don't remember you wearing braces at all.
A lot of people don't.
That's
the only
interesting.
person that recognized, I think, was Kylie when I got them.
Right.
Like,
no, I think
out.
you're actually lying to us and creating a Mandela effect. Probably.
This is all a lie.
Yeah.
Made to benefit Big Brace. That scared me because I didn't think the camera was recording.
Shout out 2016.
But I see the red light, so it has to be recording.
Oh man, that's rough.
Okay.
Okay.
And if not, it'll be audio only, and the video will be completely cut out. But you know what? That's fine.
So we are recording, right?
I mean, the red light's on. That only comes on when we're recording.
Okay.
So
Bet. Don't scare me like that. Jeez.
I would be confused if it wasn't recording.
Don't scare me like that.
I'm so sorry.
Anyways. Oh, you're talking about having messed up teeth?
Yes.
I was one of the kids that had like what you would call a snaggle tooth. Like two teeth in the same spot. Right here. Like this one right next to my buck tooth. And, you know, I'd have like the old tooth on top and the baby one coming in on the bottom. So that would be like two, like right here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the way I lost it's actually a funny story. I was in 4th grade at the lunch table, and I had one of those Danimals cups. Y'all remember the Danimals? Oh my god, dude, the Crush cup.
The Crush ones?
I think it was awesome. I Crush.
I got in trouble for elementary school for bringing one.
Those things are awesome. Anyways, I had like the regular smoothie cup, and I was like holding it in my mouth like a weirdo. I was like, yeah, just pause. Anyways.
Yeah, do that motion again.
No. Fans, don't make that a gif, please. But yeah, I was holding it in my mouth, and then I was with my cousin Colby. You know Colby.
Oh yes.
That stupid ginger that hates life.
I was gonna say.
Anyways,
notorious ginger.
Yeah,
Colby.
shout out Colby. But you know how gingers are, and so he saw me like having a good time and was like, I can't let this slide. So then he took the smoothie cup and ripped it out of my mouth.
Oh my gosh.
And once it ripped out, my old tooth flew onto the table, and I was like, holy crap.
Was it bleeding?
No.
Oh, clean.
It was really weird. There probably was like a little blood, and I don't really remember. But I was like, holy crap, because like I saw it, and I heard it, and I was like, where'd my tooth go? And, you know, because I couldn't even feel it. And I was like, where was it? And then there's this girl sitting directly in front of me, and she was like, it's right there. And I was like, thanks, bro.
Oh, okay.
Stuck it back in there. I'm just kidding.
I can't lose this. I was actually lucky. I didn't lose my first tooth. When did you lose your first tooth? It took me a while.
I have no clue.
Only reason like I remember that is because in kindergarten we had a tooth chart where our teacher would just do this thing where if you lost a tooth, she would like put a little tooth like thing on a chart for every student.
Wow.
I was the only student that didn't lose a tooth in kindergarten.
You are such a loser.
So
oh my God.
And I was such a late bloomer to all of that like I didn't lose my first tooth till like the 1st or 2nd grade, and then they just started falling out of my mouth.
For sure.
I was actually so lucky because I remember when people get braces on, since you talked about not having baby teeth, they have to pull your teeth when you get braces.
Yeah.
If you don't, if you don't have. So I was lucky. I didn't have to have that happen. I knew people that got 3 or 4 of their teeth just yanked because they didn't have them out yet.
It's rough.
And I was so lucky to be better than them.
Real.
I was so lucky to be superior almost.
Getting your teeth pulled is a wild experience.
I only
honestly.
had one pulled when I was a kid because of a cavity issue.
Yeah, I don't remember what. I mean, it's obviously all cavity related, probably. But I remember there was one day in particular I had to get like 3 pulled the same day. And it's really, the worst part about it is the numbing. They because like mine were all on the top, so they shoot like your jaw.
Yes.
And they like
put it in the.
So they just like shove it up on the roof of your mouth, and like every time it goes in, you're like.
They always tell you
squirming.
They always tell you all right, this first one's gonna be a little minor one.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You're gonna feel a little pinch.
And then for 3 seconds, it's gonna be a real hard pinch, and that's when you're like, oh.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Yeah, little stupid kids.
Yeah. Speaking about kids and mouths hurting. The Diddy trial.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's your segue?
I thought it was a pretty good one.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's clever,
Thank you.
but it's
Thank you.
dark.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I haven't really researched it that much, but I believe 3 out of 5 charges,
charges were
are
dropped. And it's the 3 most,
The worst ones.
the 3
right?
the big, human trafficking, running an empire.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the third. I think the last one was, I can't remember. I mean, it was one that would give him life in prison. But
Right.
Which, if from the stuff I read, some people were blaming prosecution for the running an empire, because the problem with that is, I don't know if you're familiar with the term RICO case. It's generally used for big empire drug, they'd use that kind of stuff for the mafia, for drug cartels. They would use that to take down big gangs and prove you have a bunch of these different co-conspirators and this big scheme. However, they were trying to basically say Diddy ran a drug empire with 0 help, or a drug sexual trafficking empire all by himself, and they just didn't have the evidence to prove that.
So therefore, they didn't take any of it.
They
They
couldn't take that, and then that charge got dropped. In the big sex trafficking stuff, they couldn't exactly take because they didn't. I guess they just didn't find it fit. You'd want to be in the room where that happened, but how did those jurors decide? And it's how juries work. All 12 people chose to drop those 3 charges and pick up the other 2. He could still see prison time. However, this guy was literally looking at life in prison, and now
Several life sentences, I'd imagine.
Yeah, he was looking at never seeing the light of day again to now being oh wait, I might actually get out of this.
This is feasible. So what were the 2 charges he actually was convicted of?
One of them was transporting male prostitutes across state lines.
That does seem a bit more minor.
Which is minor, still a decently big deal.
Minor?
I hardly know her.
Thank you.
Sorry. Yeah. Acquitted of sex trafficking and racketeering.
Define racketeering for the chat, please. Not for me, for them.
Racketeering is more like the empire stuff, running some sort of crime empire.
Cool. Crazy.
They even have on CBS News, how did Sean Diddy Combs react to the verdict? I remember hearing that he fell to the ground in prayer, which is crazy.
Yeah.
He kneeled down on the ground, put his hands on his chair, and prayed. His family. Sorry, I don't know. I read it like that. He and his family erupted in loud applause, cheering loudly and whistling. Imagine being the
happy that you're still. Imagine cheering. Imagine cheering, getting charged guilty on two charges
for still being for much of the public eye, a giant sex pervert.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
The grand jury indictment against the 55-year-old. He's 55, dude. You're 55 and you're acting like you're a frat student.
He's 55.
Yeah.
Wow.
You wouldn't think it because he's a monster, but he's also aged pretty well.
I guess so.
Black don't crack, as they say.
Yeah.
Okay, here it is.
Tried to crack the kids, though.
Count 1, racketeering conspiracy. Not guilty. Sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. That was for his ex-girlfriend, Cassandra. Not guilty.
Dude, that one's kind of crazy.
Transportation to engage in prostitution, guilty. That was the one I told you about with the male prostitutes.
Yeah.
Sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, named as Jane in the case. She's anonymous. Not guilty. And transportation to engage in prostitution. This is the same Jane. Guilty. So basically, you just got prostitution charges.
That's wild.
I guess the only... I don't even know if I can say this. The only... Not bright spot, but he's going to be very blacklisted, obviously. He's going to be very detached from the rest of fame. No one's going to trust him again. It's like a...
I guess that's true.
It's just crazy because Harvey Weinstein is like, notoriously awful person. He's getting locked up forever, which he's already old. But it's crazy how this Diddy one's somehow more controversial.
Did you ever see the I saw a video about a judge like reading off his internet history, which was interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
You want to know what it was?
I didn't.
Dude.
I assume it's just some freaky shit.
There were some rough ones, dude. There was like little girl chest. It gets worse, honestly. There was obviously like child porn, of course. There was little girl stretching, which I thought was crazy. That one was really nasty. I'm gonna say French really quick. 6-year-old pussy. Yeah.
Why can't he die?
Dude, honestly, bro.
Why can't P. Diddy die?
No, and then there was another weird one about like it didn't make any sense. It said N-word smelling N-word. I don't know what that means.
That's pervert talk for something we can't understand. That's for something outside of human comprehension, I think. Gosh, I mean, I think everyone was just fully convinced he was gone, cooked, not coming back. It's a little shocking to me that he's, in fact, coming back. God.
I don't know, man.
Is there a brighter note we can transition to that's not about notorious pervert? Diddler?
The diddler.
God,
What else has happened recently?
This is crash and burned.
I know.
Oh, gosh. I'm filing through the things. I'm a very politically charged person, so I'm trying not to hit those notes because that's even more controversial.
I don't know. Maybe debate's good for the pod.
Debate is good for the hook when I go fishing.
I hate you. That was
that was so good. Are you kidding me?
That was whack.
Dude, I'm tired of this podcast.
Debate is good for the hook.
When I'm
Sounds
fishing.
stupid.
Dude,
you're stupid.
You know what, dude? I'm tired of this podcast. I'm going to go out to my fishing hole, my honey hole, and let that rod cast.
All right.
Am I right?
The rod cast. I feel like
fishing jokes, am I right? I haven't fished in years.
No, I think the 2 weeks we took off, you just sat in your dark room just writing down really bad
Fishing
jokes. Yeah. For some reason, you're hyperfixated on fishing.
I was listening to another podcast, and he said Jewish Michael Jackson be like, Shalom. Dude. I mean, come on.
What?
I'm throwing comedy darts at the dartboard, and I'm hitting bullseye after bullseye, I think. Gosh, brighter note. What were we saying?
I have a sadder note, actually.
What?
I watched a sad movie the other day, and it's about Jewish people.
Is it The Boy in Striped Pajamas?
It is The Boy in Striped Pajamas.
That's
How'd you know?
The sad Jewish film, other than like maybe Schindler's List.
I don't know. Yeah, but my girlfriend was like, "This is a really good movie. You should watch it." I was like,
"Why would your girlfriend recommend that?"
I don't know.
How to kill the mood.
She's weird. I don't know. But
does she like fun movies ever?
Vaguely, yeah.
Did she ever watch like Forrest Gump once?
Maybe, I don't know. We just watched this really funny movie called Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. It's really funny. It's got Zac Efron, Anna Kendrick.
Oh.
Aubrey Plaza. It's really good. It's really funny. It's very funny. But anyways, The Boy in Striped Pajamas was really, really sad. It was rough.
You know, guys, let's talk about
the Holocaust.
Real quick, I work 2 jobs right now in this current period of my life, which, guys, if you think working 1 job sucks, working 2 doesn't make it more fun. They don't like equal out and then get more fun somehow. It's just not going to happen. But I have somebody at my job who asked me the classic, like, is Helen Keller real? And I was like, oh, we had that conversation. We've already had it on here. But then he asked me a more concerning question. Do you think Anne Frank's real? I was like, what do you mean?
Why wouldn't she be?
Why? We have her diary, face, videos of her, records of her death. Like, it's a pretty well documented thing. Her father, who published the book.
So he believes that Anne Frank is fake.
I don't know if he's just being funny, because he also thought George Washington was our first president. That's true. He thought Abraham Lincoln was our second president. Not true at all.
Is he just dumb? Or
I-
does he think there's like a conspiracy about it?
No, I think don't attribute malice to what is ignorance, is what I've always heard.
Right.
But there's a concerning amount of the American populace that knows very little about history, and specifically American history.
That's true.
Because if you're not going to know, like, what Emperor Caligula did in Rome,
At least know your own country.
at least
right?
know where you come from.
Yeah.
Especially in a country as in civil strife right now as America.
And something really sad about it is America's a relatively young country.
Yeah,
there's
it's not a lot of history,
There's
man.
not that much history to really know about.
And a lot of it, call me a loser. A lot of it's pretty interesting, I feel like.
Loser.
A lot of it's pretty interesting, I feel like. Maybe that's the political science student in me.
Maybe that is you. Yeah. Something that makes me really sad is seeing like the street interviewers ask like random people like basic history questions, and they'll go up to these two random women and be like, "Who was the Civil War? Who was the American Civil War against?" And they were like,
China?
Russia."
Concerning.
It is concerning.
And it's like, I get where people are like, well, they just edit out the ones who answer it right. The problem is the fact that they have enough footage to publish of the people who get it horrifically wrong.
yeah.
That's not good. And you know the crazy thing is?
I hope some of it's scripted, to be honest.
You would sit down and pray and think, please God, don't let this be the people that are also voting for our leaders.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I feel like the dumber you are in this country, somehow the more likely you are to vote. It's like, it's a crazy overlap.
Yeah.
We're letting our country be taken off the rails. But
That's so true.
it's like, I read our most recent election, which we voted for anonymous candidates. We're not going to say that. But Austin is. He voted for RFK.
I voted for...
More people didn't vote in that election than did vote, despite all the ads talking about how high stakes it was.
Isn't that like how it is every year, though?
Of registered voters, like people who could have voted, of age to vote, who didn't vote, was more than the people who were of age registered who did vote. Because there's a lot of people that you probably know that just aren't registered to vote and could care less. It's crazy to me.
No, that's very true.
And it's so prevalent in young people.
Both of my roommates are not registered to vote. And I was like, guys, that's kind of crazy.
That's kind of crazy. That's like your life.
Yeah, honestly.
There's a famous quote from a certain governor who was a vice president.
Gooner?
Governor.
Governor. Sorry.
It's crazy your mind went to governor or gooner instead of governor
They're
instantly.
basically the same thing.
Governors are just legislative gooners.
This bill.
Executive gooners.
Oh.
But in the words of a governor who ran for vice president in this last election, you may not do politics, but politics certainly does you.
Pause. That's real, though.
That is real. Like, no matter how much you try to say, I'm apolitical, something you do is some sort of politically charged.
Yeah.
Life is pretty much politics.
You know, and I've come to grips with that quote.
Yeah.
Like, when I was a freshman in college, I was 18. I met this friend who is very strongly placed in their beliefs, we'll say.
Yeah.
Right? And I didn't necessarily agree with them on everything they had to say, but I was, at the end of the day, I was like, I mean, it's fine. We can like disagree. It's not really it's not that deep. But then they were like, no, you have to realize that politics are people and like you can't really not care about it. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of true, but you're also kind of manipulating that to kind of make me want to think like you do, which is kind of
the way I see
indoctrination, but hey.
Is for you to be, I guess it's going to be crazy. Sorry.
Go ahead.
To be apolitical is to be living a very privileged life.
I think it's blissful, ignorant a little bit.
For you to be, because for a lot of people, say you're on food stamps, which just received cuts. If you're on Medicaid, Obamacare, you just received cuts.
Yeah.
these are things that, like, this is your life, man. This is like,
Very true, yeah.
For you, politics isn't about, like, what team do I root for? It's more like, will I see my next day? Will my child eat tonight?
Precisely.
Like, or if you're the child of this is going to be the most pointed thing, and then we can move on. If you're the child of an immigrant, you're probably thinking, is my parent going to be here tomorrow? Mm-hmm. For you, you might be a citizen legally since you were born here. True. But you're worried that the people maybe your providers are going to go and you're going to have no income, or you're going to have no way of living.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff matters to those people. But to be able to be like, I just don't feel strongly either way, or like, I just don't, I don't care. To not care is, for some of these people, it might be a slap in the face.
Low-key.
Which is hard for them to hear.
It kind of is, yeah. Like, especially this last election we had. Yeah. I was like with a group of my friends, and I was like, guys, are you registered to vote? I'm not asking what their opinions are. No. Yeah. I was just like, guys, are you going to vote? And one of my friends was like, no, I just don't really care. And I was like, why?
Whoa.
Yeah. I was like, you should, like, at least. He's like, I don't know, I just don't really follow politics. I was like, that's fine, but like, I mean,
a little bit wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, like it does matter.
It does.
It really does matter, And
often I see the people who say it doesn't matter. Stuff will happen, and they're like, "Oh, I can't believe this stuff is happening." Well, like, it might have not happened if you'd.
Yeah.
People like you, like-minded people, had made that proactive choice.
Yeah. And if you're one of those people, I said the word ignorant earlier. Yeah. I don't. It's not that you yourself are stupid, but you're choosing to be ignorant. You know what I mean? And I mean it like not that you're stupid, but that you're kind of just being intellectually lazy. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, no shade or anything, but like.
Yeah. And maybe you don't subscribe to a life of intellect. Maybe you live a very simple life.
Which is fine, but.
It's fine, but know that there's a lot riding on your life in this place.
And what you do can affect other people.
Yes. I mean,
because that's what you do when you vote.
And take for granted. I'd probably say. I mean, there's millions. Hundreds of millions of people who live in countries where they just don't have that same right.
It's very true.
Or they don't have a say. And imagine living in like Iran. I mean, you have a supreme leader and a religious theocracy. You might vote for a prime minister, but what you do doesn't really matter. The people matter so much more in this country, and people take that for granted. Like, the power is completely in the bottom 99%. Not in some sort of ruling class, because that's not how this country is made. And I love that about our nation. That's why no matter how much I disagree with things happening in the federal government, I'll still celebrate on like the 4th of July, because I still believe in
Thank you so much.
I still believe in the beauty of this nation.
Dude, the amount of people I saw
that are so cynical.
I follow a couple people on Instagram who posted the same picture of like, just a friendly reminder, there's nothing to celebrate this 4th of July. There's absolutely nothing that you should be proud of in this country. And I'm like, that's not true. Come on. And the picture was like an American flag crumpled up in a trash can and on fire. And I was like, that's so mean. Because if you think about it, you're actually allowed to say that.
You are.
Yeah. And I think that's something to at least be a bit proud of.
Mm-hmm. That's a protected piece of speech.
We are taking for granted the fact that we can actually say what we think. Mm-hmm. The fact that we even have the ability to disagree with one another is a gift. And a lot of people don't realize that.
Yes.
It's very sad.
To have an alternative opinion of the federal government is something that a lot of countries don't let you have.
They don't get that.
And that's the thing. I love the beauty. I think that's the beauty of America, is it's a giant sandbox. If you don't like the way something's happened, petition it. Run for office.
Right.
Dude.
Yeah.
Local government. You build up your name. You get elected. Everything changes. I mean, you can change the world. Like that. It's the one I always take inspiration from. He's the youngest member of Congress. I think he's either the first or... He was the first Gen Z member of Congress, by the way. He ran because he went to Parkland High School, if I'm not mistaken. Or he was like high school age at the time. It was that school shooting in Florida where on Valentine's Day in like 2017. And he marched for like March for Our Lives, which is like that organization for gun control.
Yeah.
He marched for him, built his name, ran for Congress. No high school. He dropped out of Congress, or what am I saying? Dropped out of college to run for Congress. Doesn't have a college degree. Ran and won a seat in the state of Florida and is now in Washington, D.C. The guy's in his late 20s now.
It's crazy.
Elected at 25 or 26 years old, which is the youngest age you can be elected there. But that's the thing. It's all about...
People can do that.
It's all about just making you can be a part of your federal government just by getting out there and being an activist, advocating for a policy you may like. Because as much as you see something going on wrong, like if you just sit on your phone and you just post about issues, and if you just tell people, man, this sucks, but you don't try, stop complaining so much.
Right.
And do, because that's the beauty. You can do and you can change.
So true.
Just because you lost an election, your team lost, your side lost, your beliefs lost, that's not the end of the world. Because in 2 years, you can change a lot. In 4 years, you could be back on top. I mean, there's probably a lot of people in 2008 who were, on the right side of the aisle who are like, man, Obama won. This is the worst year in history. And he dominated. And they came back. And they won again. Yeah. You will be back on top one day.
Yeah.
And it's just about what you do when you're on top.
Stuff happens. Yeah.
That is true.
Very true. That was very well said, Luke. Great job. Thank you. Yeah. And what was I going to say? Oh, anyone can do anything. Like anyone can create change if they get into it, right? But of course, it's not easy. And I feel like that's what a lot of people are going to say. They're like, well, that's really hard. There's so many hoops you have to jump through. So change is not easy. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to fight for something, it's not going to be easy per se. So if you put your head down, do the work, you can make a difference.
You can.
Anyone can. They've been teaching us, Disney's been teaching us that since 2 years old.
If you make a difference on 20 lives, that's more than if you've done nothing.
Right. And just people want to do it from the comfort of their homes, press a button and be like, I did my part today.
They wish.
You were right. You're very right, Luke. Very good. Wow.
I know.
We've had a lot of serious topics in the last couple episodes.
I know.
The
world's a serious place, man.
We're inspirational, I guess.
But we need to get to a lighter note. Let me open this window.
Minutes.
It's a lighter note.
Dog, it is so freaking hot in here.
Yeah, I'm stewing
I'm sweating right now. I'm sweating.
I'm scared I'm about to start to stank.
Yeah, dude.
I'm like, hey, did I put enough deodorant this morning?
I think my pits are coming out.
I'm so glad I wore this black shirt.
Yeah, mine's baggy, but
I
I have hair on me.
I hate when I lean like this and I can feel it drip down the side. That's jarring.
Gorsh.
It's a hot basement we're in. It's been a heat wave in America, dude. Oh my gosh.
Oh, America.
My girlfriend doesn't understand when I say I'm not that big of a fan of summer. I love summer activities. I love the general vibe of summer. I don't love aspects of the heat. Stop, bro. I like fall.
Stop.
I like spring. I like fall. I hate to say it, man. I love winter. Something about
Really?
I love winter.
That's very interesting.
I love winter,
All right.
man. Something about it. I just love the ability to
Rank the springs. Rank the seasons for me in order.
fall goated. Winter second, spring third,
Summer's last.
summer's last.
Really? That's a hot take.
And the thing is, this has nothing to do with the events that happen because summer is like freedom while we're still in college.
Yeah.
Summer is like a freedom from responsibility for the most part, other than your jobs. But something about the heat, man, especially these last 2 years, like this year and last year, I think it's where I've been working in that kitchen for part of my job.
Yeah, that's hotter than it
With
is outside.
like no AC. It's been like, I remember last year, there was a day where I was working in this kitchen at a school and they had one vent in the kitchen and we were cooking hot food. We don't cook hot food this summer. We're just doing like these like packed meals, like lunch, like basically like these little lunch bags for the underprivileged kids. We used to cook hot meals. Dude, when those ovens were running and they had gas stoves at the school we were at, when those ovens were running and the vent went out, we had a guy come in and like take this, there's one of those little like, it's almost like a laser pointer, but they put it up at like a vent and you can see the temperature of what it's like near the vent.
Oh yeah, those things are crazy.
It is.
I don't get how they
doesn't
work.
make sense to me, but I love it. He went up to it and was like, oh, it's like 120 degrees in here.
Dear God.
I was like, what?
God, that's
what? Dude, a lady passed out last year. She legit
No,
like
that's
fell
fair.
and just, and we had to like wave her off, get some ice for her,
Oh, God.
wake her up, dude. It was so hot in the
Yeah.
kitchen. I remember walking in there and I was like, it's like hard to breathe through your nose.
That's how thick the air is.
How thick it was. I was like, God, dude, I can't even. It felt like my nose was stuffy.
Wow.
And I was like, this physically hurts me right now.
I've never been anywhere that hot. No. One time I worked in a silo though. That was 115 degrees. That was
silo.
That was rough. There was something wrong with the. It was like a grain silo.
One of those grain storages?
Yeah.
Whoa.
The ones where like you can get sucked in and die.
That scares me.
I was working in one of those when I was like 16, and there was like kind of a clog.
Uh-oh.
So all I had to do was not really a clog. It just wasn't filtering through, I guess is the word. So the dude I was helping just said, get in there, don't step in the center, and then just start shoveling stuff down there. And like you could do that about, I don't know, 30 times, and then you can come back
Is
out.
that the secret? Don't step in the center.
Yeah, because it'll suck you in.
Because you'll fall in.
Yeah,
and you can't
yeah,
get out.
you're too heavy. You're more heavy than the grain, so you just sink through the grain, or at least your feet do.
I've heard those stories, like those nightmare stories.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough.
I've heard those grain storages can explode. Like gas buildup in those things can just. Speaking of explosion, this happened like just a few days ago. You see that Domino's in Utah blew up?
Did somebody say boom? No.
Did somebody say boom?
I'll edit in an explosion. Did you see the last video I posted about the nukes? I did some more editing things.
I think I did.
I don't know if it was a hit or a miss, but
Was it a hit or was it a miss,
I
Chad?
don't know.
Chat, you vote. Was it a hit or miss?
I don't know.
But no, I was just gonna say this Domino's,
It blew
Utah Domino's exploded. Nobody hurt, thankfully.
Yay!
Because a car flew through the front. I feel like I've never been in a Domino's where it doesn't have a front like glass portion. Car flies through, hits the oven,
Jeez. Okay.
and in all of the Domino's ovens. Fun fact for you, chat out there, they're all gas
Okay.
supplied. So the gas line got ruptured. No explosion. All the employees were taken out. One, because they were almost smushed by a car, and everyone got out. Firefighters blocked off the area. People were like driving on the road though, and before they could get the gas company out there to turn off the gas, you just see the ceiling of this
Jeez.
Domino's
Oh, God.
fly.
Whoa.
Thankfully, like there's videos of people driving by on the road almost next to it, like very close, and they had their window down. Dude, it explodes and they just slowly just roll the window up.
Whoa.
So none of this stuff just comes flying in the window.
That's crazy.
Gas scares me.
Yeah. Gas is scary. Do you remember that one time several years ago at the movie theater next to Planet Fitness where that car drove through the freaking movie theater? Like it went through the back wall and came into the actual theater.
Oh, I feel like
Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah, it came in like where it was like a 3D movie pretty much where it like came out of
They're
the
watching
screen.
Fast and Furious.
And-
Whoa!
yeah.
Boom!
No, honestly. No, it was crazy. I mean, luckily it was like 3-4 in the morning, so no one was there. But they drove through the screen and into like the whatever you call it, the auditorium area, like where the seats were. It was crazy.
Like, could you imagine if you were watching that and you're like, yo, that thing's good.
Well, this 3D effect's really realistic.
That's really,
Smack.
that's
Yeah.
really cool.
Just get punched in the face by a tire.
I don't know if a punch would be split in half.
No.
It is
Not
cartoon
me.
effects. You would get up and go, who parked their car there?
That's me. Hey, dummy, you can't park there. Hey, speaking of cars, someone tried to like insurance scam me today on the way here.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
Did you kill him?
I didn't even do anything. I didn't even honk the horn, surprisingly, because I was too like startled.
gonna let it happen?
I was too startled. Anyways, I was getting off on this exit, and I'm a law-abiding citizen, so I use my turn signals, right? So this guy knew I
rarity.
was. I know, right? I rarely use turn signals, but I do when people are behind me.
Heck, I'd rather use my headlights.
It's so exhilarating. Anyways, I was getting off on this exit, and on the exit I was getting off of, there was a car on the shoulder of it. Okay, so he's just chilling there. I was like, okay, maybe he's having car troubles. That's fine. He sees me turn on my turn signal. 5 miles an hour, turns onto the road. I'm going like 65. Okay, so I slam on brakes before I get up to him, and then he's still going 5 miles an hour.
He's still trying to.
Yeah. So I was like, what the heck? Like, he just got on the road to keep going. He's still going 5 miles an hour. So I go ahead, I go around and I pass him. And as soon as I pass him, he like looks at me, and then he just gets off on the shoulder again.
Trying to find his next victim.
He was trying to get me to rear end him.
Those videos are insane because you only see the dash cam ones. What do you do, man, if you don't have
If you
it?
don't have, dude, I've genuinely been thinking about
Unless
getting
a
one.
good Samaritan stops and backs up your story,
You're cooked.
you're done for.
You're done.
Because there's no way to defend. Like, no, he insurance scammed me.
Yeah.
Likely story.
Yeah.
Or I just start using that in case I rear end somebody.
Because yeah, for real, it's really one of those things that sounds stupid until you actually need it. It's
Yes.
you never think you need it until you do.
Why would I need a camera in my car?
Yeah.
And then,
And like, my luck, I'll get a dash cam, put it in my car. I won't have any sort of accident for the next 50 years. But if I do, I got this thing.
it's always good backup. My
Yeah.
grandparents have one. Kylie has one.
I should really get one, to be honest with you. Because of stuff like that.
Honestly. And it's like the chance of it having are so small, but it could.
But it could.
It could always happen. Also, I don't even know if you've recognized this. I got a new tattoo. What are you looking at? Pull your pants down.
Go ahead.
Right there.
Oh, this one? The kiss?
Yes. The
You
kiss.
talked about Hershey Kisses another episode ago. For some reason,
My
I
grandpa
forgot what it
used
was.
to give me some as a kid to entice us to go to sleep.
Oh.
He would give us all the grandchildren.
That's kind of
one.
anticlimactic. No, not that. That's not the word. Sorry. That's It has caffeine in it.
Yeah.
Doesn't that do the opposite?
It's redundant. That's a good word.
I don't even know if it's redundant, really. But counterproductive.
It's antithetical to trying to sleep.
There you go. That's one. Yeah.
But the thing is, though, if that's your incentive, the brain's a powerful thing. You probably, no, it's not a good thing to do. Also, it was like after we
What
brushed
am I
our
talking
teeth,
about?
so my grandpa basically tried to get me to rot my teeth out.
And he succeeded.
No, but it's a sweet memory.
The other story we talked about earlier.
Yeah, it's almost all the way healed up.
That's cool.
Pretty good. Went to a new
Yeah,
guy.
actually, now that I mention it, it is like a much blacker than the other ones. Much darker.
Yeah,
The lines are much more bold.
It is very bold.
Yeah. Is your grandpa still living?
Yes, he's still
Oh,
with us.
wonderful,
Turned
wonderful.
82 a couple weeks ago.
I have no grandfathers left. They all bit the dust.
And I've always been very respectful about that.
No, you haven't actually. Have I ever
There's
told?
once-
Have I ever told them about that one grandpa I had?
No.
Should
you've
I do
not.
that or should I let that slide?
Let that slide. We could be a little vague unless you just want to tell it. If you
I
want
don't
to,
know. I could.
I guess you gotta preface it.
Here's my thing. I'm fine with saying it because I have zero ties to this.
Yeah.
But
I was
like,
gonna say, preface it by saying like your family has zero
but
connection.
for sure there will be someone out there who's like, oh, it doesn't matter. You should pay for the sins of your ancestors anyways.
You should die.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'll save that for another episode.
Dude, you probably have several
Well,
stories about that.
I'll let the audience warm up to me first.
And then you just drop the thermonuclear bomb of truth. Would you ever
man.
get tattooed?
No.
Whoa.
That was a crazy segue. Like, why that was so fast?
Because I got one.
No, I would never get a tattoo. It's not that I don't. It's not that I dislike them. I just.
I just don't want to be a filthy sinner. You just say
No,
something just
no.
like super passive aggressive, like, yeah, I
Nah,
actually
nah,
look
nah,
down on
nah,
people
nah.
who get that kind of stuff done to their body, but
Yeah. No. Me personally, there are. I've talked about a lot of Christian things on this podcast, so I'm here to educate. But me personally, I don't really see, tattoos as a very. It's kind of a gray area for me. Anyways, like I would say that your average Christian tattoo with like a verse and like a lion on your back or something. I don't know. Those seem fine, but I don't know. The text talks about like your body's a temple, and then another one is like they scarred their bodies, blah 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 blah. But the reason they did that was to worship a different god. So that's why that was a sin. It was a form. It was a form
pentagram
of
through my nuts.
Yeah. The reason that was considered a sin was because it was a form of idolatry. Tattoos these days are not that. That was also under Levitical law, and because of Jesus Christ, we're not under Levitical law, so it's kind of different for me. But I could still see people arguing that because your body's a temple that is made in the image of God, as intently as it is, I could see people saying that you shouldn't get tattoos. But ultimately, my safest bet is if it's praising the Lord, then it's fine. Not that your tattoo is a sin. I don't
where do
know.
mine fall? Where do 2 Snoopies, green eggs and
Green
ham,
eggs and
and a Hershey Kiss fall?
The green eggs and ham one's my favorite. That
I
one's
would
hilarious.
explain the meaning to the viewers other than the Hershey Kiss one, but I don't feel like it. So
That's fine.
I feel like every time somebody sees it, somebody new, somebody whatever sees them, they're like, Now explain every single one of them to me. And at this point, I've said it so many times.
Real.
Also, if you meet somebody over the age of, for the most part, my grandparents are actually super cool with it, probably because their children all have one. Like my mom, my 2 uncles, they all have one. And my other uncle was in the military, so he has like upper half completely tattooed. So they, they find it pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, like, if you meet somebody over the age of 60, most of the time it's like, when you get older.
Yeah, real. It's very real.
When you get my age.
Yeah.
I had somebody tell me your Snoopy's going to have a double chin.
That's funny. Yeah, no, but me personally, I wouldn't get a tattoo. Not because of like my religious beliefs. That's not why. I'm just not really into them.
I thought that was what it was leading up to.
No,
You're like,
not
I
at
don't
all.
want one.
I'm not gonna get one because I think it's sinful. That's not my opinion. I'm a baby. I don't want to get one. And also,
Are you worried about like the pain?
I'm worried about the pain, but also, you know how I am with like commitment and like ideas.
That's
You know what I mean?
also a very deep topic if you really get into it, but surface level, yeah, that's the big reason I see people say like they don't want one is they're indecisive. Like they're scared they'd get it.
That's literally me.
And they'd get some sort
Yeah.
of body dysphoria, like, I don't like where it's at, or I didn't like the decision.
That's exactly what I would do. So
The way I
I'm
think
just-
about it is, well, it's on me now, so I gotta love it.
That's one way to look at it. Yeah, for sure.
I
for
gotta
sure.
love it.
Yeah.
Also, the people that judge you for the most part for your tattoos, unless you get it horrifically done or it's offensive. It reminded me of a Reddit post I saw where somebody who was like, I'm in medical school and I'm close to finishing, something like that. I'm close to finishing. It was on r/tattoo advice. I'm close to finishing my degree. Is it insensitive to get this on my body visible? It was a diagram of a lobotomy. And all the comments were like, if you're anybody but that, it might be edgy. But the fact that you're going into a field where that was used to abuse mentally ill people,
He might be edgy.
you might be seen as edgy. If you're like a rock star, that's probably like
Pretty cool.
sick as hell. But if you're going into the medical field
Probably not.
and you get something that a doctor did to torture mentally ill people, pump the brakes on that
That's pretty crazy.
and try not to get that tattoo.
I saw a TikTok yesterday of someone performing a lobotomy on a squid.
I wonder what the benefits of that could even
Nothing.
be. Was it like even like a zoologist or something? Or is just like, I'm gonna do this?
It was squid on the ground, person, toothpick, stick, I don't know. And it made like a sound. It was really sad. It was like, ah!
Whoa.
And then it stopped moving.
Not this. I was like, just killed it.
Well, not killed it. Like its head was like its eyes were still moving, but like it couldn't move at all. So I think he like low-key paralyzed it. But it was terrible. I was like, why would you do that? I commented. I was like, why you do that?
That's a good comment.
Thank you.
That's called activism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fight for your animals. Wait, lobotomies though?
You know that other TikTok I sent you though? From
Austin's been implicated in a criminal
from
case.
Hungry Killer.
Quote, TikTok account, Hungry Killer.
Dude.
May or may not be a killer or really good VFX artist.
Either way, there's
scene.
a sick and twisted soul.
Also, why would you bring that upon yourself? Because I imagine if any sort of like law enforcement saw that, they would be obliged to investigate a little
It was
bit.
really freaky.
Find you.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll like spell the. I don't know. I can like link the TikTok. Can I do that on TikTok? Can I like link another TikTok to it?
I think you can add the profile.
I can add the pro. Well, I don't want him to know us.
Oh my God, you're right.
I don't want him to do that. Okay, I won't do
What's
that.
he gonna do? Well,
Oh, you know, I can screenshot
he's probably
it.
out in like
No, no, no.
California. He's
Wait,
like
should-
right down the road.
I just said I could screenshot it. Is that smart as well?
Oh yeah, you could.
Do you think we'll get like censored? Well, he didn't get censored.
I was gonna say it's still up. I
I don't know. I'll decide later. I'll show you guys something if you're sick and twisted. If you don't want to see that, skip to this
Maybe
point.
you can make the top part where the name is and just censor out the content.
Well, you know, here's the thing.
Crop out the-
The reason it wasn't necessarily censored on the TikTok was because it was hard to tell what it was. Like, that's how dismembered things were. I'm just realizing we haven't really told them what it is, what we saw. I was scrolling on TikTok, and I found this video by the TikTok profile Hungry Killer, and he just opened, like, a big rectangular ground freezer, pretty much, and it was just full of, like, random stuff. And I was like, well, I can't really tell what that is. And so the caption said, what did it say? What part should I eat today?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Freaky.
And then I like paused it and like stared at it, and then I could make out like one thing
A
in there.
leg.
One was a foot, yeah, for sure. And then I went to the comments because like, no way this is real, right? Because it did look low key realistic. It didn't really look like AI. But then all the comments were not like, nah, this is fake. They were like, hey guys, we're in the documentary. So I was like,
Just so serious.
yeah, for real.
Yo, my neighbor next, he's getting on my nerves.
That's crazy. So I commented and I was like, guys, someone drop your address, see if this is real. Because I had no clue what to think.
Update, he's in my house.
For real.
He's eating me from the bottom up.
Yeah, but then another comment said, guys, check his story. Did you see it?
I opened it, and if that's real, I will never forget that until the day I die.
Horrific, dude. I clicked the story icon, and it was a really, really decrepit room, and on the bed
A mutilated corpse.
was a corpse. How old do you think that corpse was sitting there? Because it looked pretty decomposed, not gonna lie.
God, it looked very disgusting.
Yeah.
It looked dismembered a little bit. So
A little bit. I think something was wrong with the leg. Once again, could be the same leg of the guy, the one in the freezer. But anyways, yeah, it was really freaky. It was very, very freaky.
it was.
Yeah, and no clue if that was real or not. If it was, police find this guy.
Please take him to prison.
Yeah,
We need to get him off the streets.
But something that makes me think it was fake is that he had 33,000 followers, and he only had the 3 videos posted. And
Post has been removed.
actually,
Post by @thehungrykiller is unavailable. Let me see if the account's still up.
is it the same like?
Let me see if it's
profile?
if it'll load.
We're gonna crack this code.
We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out.
Gosh, the connection's not great here.
No, it really isn't. I was on dark web talk for a while though. I found like a lot of videos of people finding dead bodies and like, ring stuff.
The dark web stuff's crazy to me because I saw on Instagram it's a guy who ordered shoes off the dark web that had deep stains on
The
boots.
blood-stained boots.
You
That
didn't
was
see
real
that.
smooth.
That was
I
him.
saw the same TikTok yesterday.
Yes, he he was like a wrestler, like a professional wrestler. He's like pretty decently famous guy.
I didn't know that.
Something like that. His name was Shiloh, I think, is what the account was.
Yes, Shiloh. All I saw was about him like
Ordering these boots.
ordering them and
that
being
were
like
stained.
yeah, he was like, holy crap, these are actually the
Didn't he
boots I
wear them?
ordered. Well, here's the thing. The boots came with like a VHS tape of sorts.
Wouldn't watch that.
No, well, here's the thing though. For one, you're stupid for buying them in the first place. That's really weird.
For sure.
Second, the person who sold them is playing a sick and twisted game, allegedly. And so if you buy the boots, it comes with a VHS tape that plays a murder video.
Oh, snuff film classic.
Yeah. And so you, as the person who bought the boots, you are then obligated to wear said boots
Kill somebody?
or any of the shoes that he sends out, and then record yourself killing someone in them. And then you send the boots back. And if you don't do that, then you become the next victim.
Chat, is that lore?
It's pretty sick, low-key. Like, it could be a decent movie. But then there was, like, a whole other thing about him. Like, once he figured out what the rules were, he, like, kind of dismembered the shoes a little bit, and he found a GPS tracker in the heel of it. Did you know that?
That's freaky.
Yeah, but, like, he found the GPS tracker, and he, like, I don't know if the word was reverse engineer, but he, like, took it apart and, like, messed with it, and then he could find out. He found the phone number that it was routing the information to. And then he like contacted the phone number and was like, yo, dude, why are you doing this? But plot twist,
All I saw was him ordering the boots. This is
oh, wow,
news
no,
to
no.
me.
I got to like the second part. But anyways, he like contacted the guy who put the GPS tracker in the shoe. And then he was like, okay, dude, you don't understand. I'm actually the last guy who bought them. And I put the GPS tracker in the boots to see where the real guy is. And he doesn't know whether or not to trust him or not. And that's because this is allegedly a real story. So that's where
all alleged.
That's where the story ends right now because it's still happening today.
Interesting.
It is interesting.
Watch this all be part of an ARG, alternate reality game, and we're all being played
That would
like
be cool.
a fiddle.
Yeah.
I mean, again, that's a sick concept, though.
It is a sick concept.
If we were more creative-minded, actually, if we were less creative-minded and more losers, we would make that a movie. But instead, we'll just sit here and talk about it on a podcast.
That's much better.
Actually, I do think, I've always thought, could I be creative? Maybe. Who knows? Could I write a script for a movie?
That's really hard.
That is hard. I think the hardest thing is seeing a good movie and seeing a bad movie, and you know exactly the good and bad things, and you're like, could I even make a good one?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I consider myself a pretty good movie critic. I
Because
feel
you
like
got to have a dynamic story. Like, I saw someone today discussing, what crazy I brought this up. It's probably just on my mind. Forrest Gump. They were talking about, at its surface, it's just guy who's a little bit more unintelligent, who impacts history, Jenny, love story. But like when you get into it, it's like Forrest Gump was the way he was because he was a morally righteous man who was raised morally righteous by a good mother, and Jenny was a woman who always wanted something new. She wanted to get away from her problems, but she couldn't because of her abuse as a child, and then her abuse as she got older, and she kept running to the problems because she didn't want to hurt Forrest. And the whole theme of running, Forrest always ran from his problems, but because he was a good person at heart, he ran into good situations. However, Jenny ran from her problems, but because of her upbringing, she only ran to worse situations until she passed away, or until she realized that Forrest was the one for her, and she lived with him until she passed away. You know, it's like, you know, at its depth, it's a very good, well-written story.
A lot of thought goes into making things like that.
And you have to just, some people it just comes naturally.
To some.
You're just like, wow, this is my script and it's perfect.
True. Yeah.
And some people just get it. Like the people who have the time to write in like a little theme where you're like, this is actually an allegory for something much larger. But watching it, you're like, most people would just glaze over it. But like a movie critic would see it and then analyze it, break it down.
True.
Like,
True.
like that.
You bring up movies, good movies, bad movies. What makes them? You know what movie I'm looking forward to seeing very soon?
I was going to say, real quick, before we get to that, do you want to do a little intermission real
We
quick?
can do an intermission. It's burning up in here. We could take 5.
Take 5 so we don't die.
Yeah.
Welcome back. It is a lot less hot than it was.
We found a fan.
We found our biggest fan.
Number 1 fan.
That is our number 1 fan right now because I feel like I'm about to die a lot less than I did before. Sorry, you were saying, what movie are you excited to see, Mr. Austin? Almost said your last name.
Can you see my pits? Superman. I'm excited to see the new Superman movie, but directed by James Gunn, same director of the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise,
and Suicide Squad 2,
the better one,
which received much better reviews than that first piece of crap.
Very true. I'm gonna close this door.
It is insane how much better of a world builder he is than Zack Snyder was.
Yeah.
My biggest criticism of Snyder's Superman, which I haven't seen too much of, I've seen like Man of Steel, and I saw Batman vs Superman against my will.
All right.
The big problem with those movies is they are just so, one, poorly written, like from a development standpoint, but the characters are just so flat and also Superman is dark. And I don't think that's the goal of Superman. I think Superman is a shining light in a world of darkness, and that's sort of his point.
They made it was almost as if they wrote a Superman movie, but like
Made
from
him emo.
Batman's writers.
Yes.
In a way, does that make sense?
Batman, I can get that. He's dark, gritty. His parents got killed in front of him as a kid. Superman is literally a man sent from another world to help save. He's just a virtuous human. Sorry, not human. He's a virtuous
Kryptonian
being.
Yeah, very true. But yeah, I'm really excited to watch this new movie because of the fall of the MCU. Rather, more than that. You see, to our fans, Austin is a very big superhero fan. I'm almost a nerd about that. I mentioned that in the last episode, actually. And I loved Marvel movies growing up. But as of late,
I would say I'm in that same camp.
Yeah.
I was so invested. Those first 10 years, man.
oh my god, I was hooked.
Immaculate.
I was hooked. But then, I'm not going to say everything after Endgame was a bust, but
Like
a lot of things after Endgame was a bust.
Endgame was what, 2019.
Yes.
And since then, I would say probably their crown jewel since then is like for sure the Spider-Man.
Guardians 3 was really good.
Guardians 3, that was good.
I think Guardians 3 is a better written movie than the Spider-Man movie.
And I'd say,
I'm saying that as a diehard Spider-Man fan
and
as
I'm
well.
saying it, James Gunn.
Yeah.
I think that Spider-Man movie, someone pointed out, the reason it's so hype is because it's so hard, like leans on the nostalgia factor.
Well, yeah, it's fan service.
It is fan service. You
And
got to see
a lot.
the three.
Yeah, and a lot of the movies these days are kind of getting fan servicey.
It's a lot of it's just so much of like the remember this guy from Marvel lore, and like if you're watching the movies, at some point you're like, no, not really. The good thing about Thanos, I'd say, is how much film like runtime and how much lore
Yeah.
was built up into being like, there's this, the Avengers are defeating very big threats. There is this looming, almost
Yeah.
otherworldly, like dangerous threat.
Mm-hmm.
Like the development of the Infinity Stones across years of movies. Like Doctor Strange has one.
Captain America, Thor.
Thor, the
first Guardians movie had one.
yes, it had so much like build up,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just so amazing how they delivered in Infinity War,
Yeah.
especially when they delivered. Like, what's the best way to introduce them? Literally, just kick Thor's ass.
Hulk's first.
Or Thor,
Yeah.
kick
Yeah.
Hulk, throw him,
Literally.
pick him up and toss him,
That's for real though.
and then kill Thor's brother.
That's another problem with Hulk though. But
That is true.
I have a lot of analytical essays about the Marvel
I'd say that
Cinematic
was the
Universe.
poor development of Hulk. Yeah.
There's a lot of poor development that happened post Infinity War that I could ramble on about. There are issues with Hulk. There are issues with Thor's movies in particular as well.
Mhm.
There are issues with
Yikes, especially after Ragnarok. Ragnarok was such a good movie, and then
and that's the only one they got right.
that's the only one. The first two were That
Mhm.
Ragnarok, and it was crazy because the one who directed Love and Thunder, right?
It was the same guy as
Same
Ragnarok,
guy,
yeah. But he
but-
he dialed it up to 11 was the problem.
He turned that quirky, like
so goofy.
turning Thor into a goofy character was good when you could balance it.
Mhm.
But he was like, let's just make him 3 times as goofy.
Yeah.
And it made it like a quirky type of film. Like, look at Thor. He's such a big buffoon.
Yeah.
Like, Thor had his buffoonish moments in that movie, but also he beat Hulk in an arena before being shot. Like, he had his very serious moments
For
there.
sure. Yeah.
Teaming up with Loki.
His father dying.
His father dying and him coming to grips with that. Him,
The literal destruction of his home.
his home, and having to take on his people.
Mm-hmm.
And making, like, his people were, God, what's it called? I can't think of it. Asgard. Like, these are the people. Like, Asgard's the people, not the place.
Yeah.
And, like, it was still a serious movie, but then they sort of ruined the seriousness. Also, his girlfriend comes back just to die.
It was also crazy that, like, don't get me wrong, Thor: Love and Thunder had some serious moments as well, but they were like immediately, what's the word? Desaturated with humor, like right after it. Like Thor's girlfriend literally dies from cancer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like we're still like kind of
Also, look at this young girl who's also got power.
yeah. It's
Isn't that
very weird.
crazy?
But yeah, there's a lot of problems with the MCU going forward. I think its biggest problems are, for one, overloading for sure. They included the shows, and it got a lot. Like we were used to getting like at most one Marvel project a year in a movie, sometimes 2 if you're lucky, 2 movies. But ever since then, they started going like
The show route.
2 movies, 1 show, and then they would even put 2 shows going on at the same time when they got to like what ifs and stuff like that.
And the problem was you had to watch them all.
You had to watch them all to get it.
To get the lore.
And that goes into the next problem I noticed with it, is that they are so hell-bent on the connectedness of it that they can't tell self-contained stories at all.
Yes.
They put so much priority in how does this relate to other things going on that they totally neglect the actual powerful points of plot that are happening in the story that we actually are watching right now.
In like bringing in the multiverse stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I get the point, that's a slippery slope, man.
For sure. Yeah.
Because, like, technically, is there a universe where Thanos still exists? Is there a universe where... And a lot of it is, I'd definitely say, unfortunately, some of the stuff was outside of their control.
Yeah.
Chadwick Boseman died. They lost out on one of their big superheroes, especially one that was so popular with, like, a wider range of audiences, especially, like, black African-American audience.
Yeah.
Like, one that people could relate to in that regard.
You also mentioned the idea of like a big overlooming danger over the sense of it. They were making that with Kang the Conqueror, but then
he got arrested.
What's his name again? Jonathan Majors.
Got arrested for the
law trouble, and that kind of put a wrench in that.
And the problem was, I saw people. I mean, people already had issues with how they were developing Kang, because the whole thing with Kang was like, or the whole thing with Thanos that worked was like, you were having years of build up. Like, Thanos was really teased basically since the first Avengers movie, especially Age of Ultron, when he puts the glove on and it's like, fine, I'll do it myself or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is funny because he still waited like 4 more years before getting back in the scene, really.
Very true.
But his sort of whole vibe was always in the background.
It was menacing for sure.
And they developed, like, with those Infinity Stones, they were able to, like, make them all in different projects, but you knew they were, like, you accounted for all of them. They were there. And they give Thanos the sort of real, like, motivation. His home planet destroyed by greed. He doesn't want, as much as you could criticize, like, why didn't he just make twice the resources? Or stuff like that. You're supposed to think of him as, like, the evil Titan or whatever.
Yeah.
Or the Mad Titan. That was his whole motivation. But since then, I feel like they've sort of missed out on that end goal aspect of it. Because now they're moving to, Doctor Doom or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, that's more so covering the tracks of Kang. They're just trying to forget about it. But even then, like...
Which is hard because you've dedicated multiple projects
already.
to Kang.
So now it's just going to be a dead end. Like, we're never going to revisit again. But I have my own problems with Doctor Doom as well, being freaking Robert Downey Jr. being cast as Doctor Doom. I don't really agree with that.
You can't... Like, that reeks of desperation to get back to a very popular... I mean, killing Iron Man, I guess, had to happen if you're going to move on, but you've put a lot into Iron Man.
Yeah.
And like, Captain America.
Yeah, I know. I mean, a very large part of me wishes that, they would still be around to help usher in, like, the new age of heroes coming.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I understand that actors don't want to do the same role for 20 years. Yeah. Because that's exhausting.
Robert Downey Jr.'s been doing Iron Man since, 2007?
2008. Well, he's been working out since 2007, yeah.
That's 18 years of just Marvel.
Very long time.
And they had to convince him, probably with a massive paycheck, to come back.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
To play a character again.
Like, I'm sure there was, like, some second guessing on his part taking on that role as well.
Yeah. I imagine it's so much we take for granted with these actors. Like, could you imagine doing just that for so long?
It's rough. It's very rough.
You want to be more dynamic and leave a sort of legacy. And Marvel movies are the ones that'll win some awards, but you're not going to get, like, best film, best actor out of that kind of stuff. And people want to, get that sort of iconic role. Like Chris Evans, I imagine, was tired of being Captain America after all those years. Even though he's a good actor.
He's been a good sport, though, and, like, he's come back and done other things as well.
Yeah.
Like, he was in the Deadpool Wolverine movie, which is another high point of Marvel after Endgame, I would say. I mean, not a perfect movie by any means, but it's still a very entertaining one at that. But he came back as the Human Torch, referring back to his early role in the first Fantastic Four movie, which another one of that is also coming out as well. I'm excited for that one too.
It's funny to me because I guess when you look at it, they have recycled actors before, like with Ryan Reynolds being Green Lantern at one point. But that was a thing.
That was a time.
A superhero film.
Yeah.
And it is funny because do you consider that first Incredible Hulk movie, or
MCU?
Is that in the connected timeline? Because that's the first time you see Nick Fury. Was at the end of...
No, not Nick Fury. It was Iron Man. That's who you saw.
When
you saw
Edward Norton was one.
Yeah. You saw Tony Stark talking to Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah, but that's like technically the first part, but they almost never... So many people see like Iron Man as the true beginning. And then I loved Iron Man as a kid. I watched that movie all the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Iron Man was the beginning either way. Like, it came before Incredible Hulk. Like, it went Iron Man, 2008. Incredible Hulk, I think, was 2008. Might have been 2009. And then Iron Man 2 in 2010.
Yeah.
So, like, it was still Iron Man, like, was the preface to all of that. But some people do consider it different solely because of Hulk's recast as well.
I was going to say, was there a reason for recasting?
He was too greedy.
Oh, Norton?
He was, like, complaining on set about all this stuff, and he just decided to do other projects. So they brought on Mark Ruffalo instead. Yeah.
I mean, the original War Machine.
Him as well. He was also very greedy on set because he was complaining.
He's also crazy.
Yeah. Well, for him, it came time for the second movie that he saw the incredible pay bump that
They were
Robert
getting-
Downey Jr. was getting, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Where's mine?" And so then they were just like, "No." So then he left, and
And
then
I
they
guess-
brought in what's his name, Don Cheadle.
Mm-hmm. And I guess other than, like, Don Cheadle's a good actor and all, but he's not... The amount of A-list actors that they were able to secure for a movie... And to be fair, the reason they got Robert Downey Jr. was a perfect whirlwind of him coming off of rehab and drug
He was
addiction. He was
definitely
given that shot
Down in the dumps
back
at that
in
time.
some sort of high-profile role. And be it luck, be it capturing lightning, like, people have been, at that point, I guess, waiting for a good MCU franchise to come about, because a lot of that was in the wake of Dark Knight and stuff, like
Yeah.
Nolan's Batmans, which were seen as, like, which are still seen as some masterpieces of writing and
For
acting.
sure. Yeah. That brings apart, like, another thing about the superhero genre I like to talk about is the evolution of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, like, as far as I can see, there are two distinct takes on comic book movies, and one is like the really gritty, grounded, realistic story, and one is the more wacky, fantastical side, the one that doesn't need to take itself as seriously
Yeah.
as others. And when certain franchises go through one of those methods incorrectly, that kind of throws off the whole genre, especially in today's age, because with the modern MCU flops, people are really questioning whether or not the superhero genre as a whole is dying off.
Yeah.
And if those things are going to continue to decrease in number and go furthermore go extinct, per se, in hype,
Yeah.
or if it'll adapt and grow with the audience.
Their big thing is with King, and I wonder, was it the writing? Was it like, because I've struggled to watch, like, that Doctor Strange movie. I watched most of that. Wasn't great. Like, is it the writing? Are they not getting a high quality writers or screen or directors, or like, what is causing this downturn? I know they've had a big struggle transitioning post Iron Man death. You know, Captain America's gotten older. Like, they're struggling to bring back sort of they've had to make Falcon the new Captain America, and that hasn't exactly gone over well.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've. I mean, can you love Marvel even more than I do? Because I've sort of fallen off since.
What's really sad is that I haven't seen a lot of the newer movies. Like, that's how much they've fallen off for me.
Like, dude, the one that was such a huge flop that I was so bored, like, I almost fell asleep in the movie theater watching it. Was it Elemental?
Eternals.
Eternals.
That
I didn't
one-
remember the title.
That one was rough.
That was so boring.
That's my second least favorite Marvel project that I've seen.
I left it being like, what was the point?
Yeah. And have we seen them since?
There's a lot we haven't seen.
Harry Styles was in that movie. You remember
They
that?
were making it seem like he was going to be an MCU like character,
Yeah.
and I think they might have planned on it, and then saw the
That's funny.
backlash. So he's not a
That's
good
funny.
actor.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I hate to
God.
say that.
That's funny. I was gonna say something.
Stick to singing.
That's funny. No, but oh yeah, there are a lot of the films I haven't even seen, and the shows especially. Like, I never saw. Most notably, Thunderbolts was the last one that come out.
Didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it either, but I've heard a lot of good things about it.
I did hear that was better because Black Widow kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Wasn't a huge fan of Black Widow.
But I mean, I haven't seen The Marvels or that show Echo. I do not care about that.
No.
Or I don't know, some other stuff that I'm forgetting. I'm pretty sure like the Agatha All Along show came out. a while ago. Did that happen?
Don't know, and I didn't watch
care.
it.
Yeah, but something about the Thunderbolts. Though I haven't seen it, I'm going to take a little guess here. The reason it's performing well is because they got more adult, perhaps. It seems like it has darker themes.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that being dark and gritty saves superheroes as a whole, but I do mean that more mature storylines do. You know what I mean? This kind of goes in with the abundant success. I'm not sure if you've seen these. I know you haven't seen one of them, but Invincible and The Boys. Two of my favorite superhero projects in the last few years.
Very adult.
They're so good, but I think the reason they have become as popular as they are is because, unlike the MCU, which is staying in a very kid-friendly PG-13 arena, they've actually grown up with the audience that grew up with the original Iron Man. You know what I mean? So, like, with that maturity, they get to step their foot into rings of things like gore, mature storylines, you know, drugs, addictions, you know, just they tackle death in a way that's more lifelike. And I think that that's something the superhero genre needs if it wants to continue to grow. It needs to address older audiences because the kids who grew up watching Iron Man, they're 20 years old now.
Yeah.
So they need to adapt with them. Don't get me wrong. Make your PG-13 stories, incorporate newer generations as well, but don't make that all that there is, or else you're only going to see a steady population of fans. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Like and it's like these like The Boys is like trying to explain to people to watch it. It's like it's superhero, but it's a lot of like satire. It's like South Park, the superhero show, where it's like a lot of satire. It's making fun of our current culture in America and
the superhero genre as well,
and the genre,
which is pretty cool.
You know, and it's like, what if superheroes were just not good people? For the most part.
Well, I think another popular trope about it is they both have like a Superman archetype type of character, but they flip that on its head, being like, what if he actually isn't the golden boy?
Yeah, what if it's Superman for evil?
Yeah, which they both.
Because in The Boys,
incorporate.
Don't the superheroes like run the country?
They're like celebrities. They're more celebrities than superheroes, and they're like the P Diddy's.
They like sexual perverts.
Yeah.
Running. Crime.
No, exactly. Have you not seen The Boys?
I've not.
You need to watch The Boys and you need to watch Invincible. They're both fantastic.
I've heard great things about both.
They're both really good. Now they're both like 3 to 4 seasons in.
Yeah, I don't have a problem.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's only like 9 episodes.
I was gonna say The Boys is it's about to end, right?
I believe this upcoming season is the last one.
Yeah, I saw a thing from one of the actors mentioning that they were sad about the show ending.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm kind of seeing like it. I can see that if they go on for much longer, they will be overstaying their welcome, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm of the belief that no matter how good something is, it's got a shelf life, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, the best shows all had some sort of off-ramp at some point.
Yeah.
Where they had to get off. It's like The Office. That had a...
For sure.
They probably stayed their welcome a season or two too long, but I look at a show like Parks and Recreation, and I've always heard people mention that had the perfect ending because they learned a lesson from The Office where they were like, let's not stay too long.
Yeah.
Let's just end the show
right.
when we're at the peak, really. And I think if you leave it the highest point,
no room to mess it up.
No, you can't mess that up.
Yeah.
Because then you have the idiots who are like, they should reboot it. Stop trying to reboot stuff.
That's another problem with the movie industry. I mentioned fan service.
Yeah.
You can keep giving the audience what they want, but you need to understand that the audiences are not movie writers. They're stupid.
They're not.
They don't know. They think they know what they want, but what they want directly contradicts what makes a good story. Mm-hmm. And that's something that movie writers need to understand.
Disney needs to understand that.
Stop
making live action versions of
your
films.
It's lazy.
It's lazy, and it's also like, I don't know if you've heard all the drama about the Lilo and Stitch movie. Evidently, they completely changed the plot. It's the two critiques. Lilo and Stitch came out right before How to Train Your Dragon. Lilo and Stitch bombed because they completely ruined the plot.
That already came out?
Lilo and Stitch? Yeah.
Oh.
They completely changed the plot it just ruined it. And everybody was so mad because they changed the characters fundamentally. And then How to Train Your Dragon came out, and it was basically a live-action shot-to-shot remake of the animated movie. One of them was criticized for changing too much. One was criticized for not taking enough creative liberty. You can't win with these
It's
remakes.
very difficult. Yeah.
And you can't, if you do too many callbacks, then you're trying to nostalgia bait. If you don't do enough callbacks, then you're disrespecting the source material. Just come up with some new stuff.
Try something crazy. Do something new.
Yeah.
Right.
Make your own critically acclaimed film.
For real. Luke, we are starting to wind down. What do you say we do our final thing?
Let's do our final thing.
So, I'm going to pull this up. You ready?
On the superhero talk.
All right. I have a list of the most popular Avengers, and we are going to rank them into a ranking list of S tier, A tier, so on and so forth. We're going to rank them as, do these Avengers dig in they butt?
Okay.
At S tier, oh, they dig in they butt.
Mhm.
From time to time, they dig in they butt, but when people aren't looking. C tier, not digging in they butt. And finally, John Cena. So, out of the original Avengers, who digs in their butt? Let's start with Spider-Man.
You love Spider-Man.
I do
don't
love
know how much
Spider-Man.
you love digging in your butt. Twin.
I think I have the perfect answer. Spider-Man, for sure, digging they butt when people aren't looking.
I agree.
He's quirky, he's self-conscious, he's a
Because if
little
he did
nerd.
it when people are looking, Zendaya wouldn't be with him.
Exactly, right. So we're going to throw Spider-Man in when people aren't looking. Up next, Iron Man.
He definitely gets Jarvis to do it for him. Give me your, before we rank him, what's your next superhero?
Captain America.
Okay.
Not digging in their butt.
Not digging in his butt. Iron
that is-
Man.
that is God's righteous man.
I'm sorry to say it. Iron Man's a billionaire. All billionaires have weird quirks about him. He developed Jarvis just to get like a little pick and just.
So would you put Iron Man in from time to time, or they dig in they butt?
From time to time, because there's going to be one
From
after
time to
this
time.
that definitely digs.
Perfect. Okay. Up next, Hulk.
Digging in their butt.
They dig in they butt. Without a doubt.
He would do it
Bro,
with glee.
He's pulling out green dookie out of his
Green
fingers.
dingleberries.
Yes,
He's got it
absolutely.
underneath the fingernails.
Digging in they butt. Loki. This one might be kind of similar. Thor.
I
I feel like he's
Probably
also digging
digging
in
in
their
his butt.
Yeah, because I don't know if have you ever seen a toilet in Asgard?
Dude, he's just pulling it out the source like
I would imagine,
a capuchin,
right?
dude. Just
I think so. Not finally. There's more. Black Widow.
she's too nice. John Cena.
No, she's not John Cena. I actually would argue.
Hold on. I'm surprised I didn't ask this beforehand.
Don't worry about it. Black Widow.
Okay.
I think Black Widow.
She can't be.
I know. I think
Is she?
she's with Spider-Man. I think she digs in her butt, but when people aren't looking,
Oh, it's like
because she's classy.
she's classy,
Yeah,
but
but like when they ask, do it fart, she like show them. You know what I
Okay,
mean? That's
yeah.
that's what I think.
like, does it clap when you walk?
Exactly.
Well, look here.
Oh god. Okay. Next, Hawkeye.
I thought you said hot guy.
Yes.
Hot guys.
One
Do
and the
they dig
same.
it? I mean, us. Do we? Sorry. Hawkeye.
I'm actually not sure.
More like
Low-key?
Hawk to a.
You could probably put him with John Cena.
Stop saying low key because I think you're talking about Loki every time. I'm not
Oh
joking.
no, sorry. You might could put Hawkeye with John Cena though. Actually.
He's for sure a John
John Cena.
Put him
John
in John Cena.
All right. Vision.
No,
Not
he's
dig-
too serious.
Not digging in they
He's
butt.
too much of a.
Vision's not digging in they butt.
Nah. Also, could he? Or would he go straight through
I
his
don't-
crack?
Yeah, I don't.
Does he poop?
Dude,
Why does he need a
he
butt?
can't. Nah.
Because he's just like a projected image, right?
Yeah.
From the stone.
Yeah, I don't know.
Power stone or
Um,
whatever it's called.
Next, Scarlet Witch.
Is it? Nah, she's not digging in her butt.
I can agree with that one.
Yeah.
Honestly, if she do dig in her butt, she don't do it. She gets like a magic tendril to do
she
it
gets
anyway.
a tentacle to dig in her
Yeah.
butt.
So
Dude,
we're gonna put her in not digging they butt.
new wipe technique?
Black Panther.
No.
I think the claws would hurt.
That would rip his cheeks apart.
Yeah.
They'd be chafed.
Yeah, I think he's also not digging in they butt. Up next is Falcon.
He's digging in his
Digging
booty.
in, you like definitely?
He's
I
dead.
think he's a from time to timer.
Yeah, he's not interesting enough to be digging in his butt all the time.
If it's not like obvious, like no, you definitely dig in your butt. I think it's a from time to time.
He's a time to timer. Also, real quick, I love Falcon because he was definitely created when they didn't know how magical they wanted their characters to be, and they were
Guy
like,
with jetpack.
they're like, we can't put Jeremy Renner out of a job, and they're like, well, he's got a jetpack and he shoots arrows.
Nice.
That's
For
all they
real.
can do. It's so funny. I'm sorry.
Up next is Doctor Strange. I think he's also.
He
from
uses the
to
time stone to freeze time so no one can see him digging his
Oh,
butt.
good. When people aren't
He
looking.
stops and goes,
I didn't think about it that way.
and
okay.
then turns time back on. And they're like, dude, did you work like on a grease trap? And he's
That's
like,
really good. That's really good, Luke. Okay, so we're gonna put him in when people aren't looking.
or he gets the cloak to do it when no one's watching.
Ooh, he covers it. That's good.
That's why
That's
you never
good.
see the inside back of the cloak. There's
Oh,
skid
God.
marks all over it.
All right, these are our final two. Is Ant-Man.
Is Ant-Man digging in their butt?
I could put him from
What's your
the first
opinion?
one to the third one. I don't know. Like, he could shrink down and do it when people aren't looking, or he could just not care and even be giant and still do it.
He'd get larger
You know what I
and
mean?
watch.
I mean, because keep in mind, I think it's Paul Rudd.
he'd be he would dig in his butt and people would be like, oh, Paul.
From time to time.
Yeah.
Only when the mood's right. He has
Don't
to
be
read the
digging
room.
too hard, but if
Yeah.
you're a classy butt dig
Mhm.
kind of guy,
Yeah.
I respect that.
And finally, our last person on the list is Captain Marvel.
She digging in her
Digging
butt.
in her butt, baby.
Let's go.
Very top.
Digging in
Well done.
her butt.
All right, that's our list. We'll
That
make
was
some more of those.
That was
Awesome. Yeah.
that was a wonderful episode.
Yeah.
All that sexual long-awaited tension has been
sexual tension. He said.
has been built up for those weeks we have not been together for an episode.
It led to a lot of rambling.
A lot of rambling, a lot of
Yeah.
we got deep. I love the duality of this podcast. We need to make clips that include us talking about the civil state of our country, interjected, like include those clips and then cut it abruptly with
Digging in her
digging in their butt. Just have one of us screaming that.
You never know what you're
and
gonna
then cut
get.
back to us being like, you can advocate in your community. You can advocate in the streets. You can petition. Definitely digging in his butt. You got it. Digging in their butt.
That's how we should be living, though. Come on. This is America, gosh darn it.
Yes.
That's what we do.
We can do it. Yes. Duality.
Real.
But
Beautiful.
But thank you everybody for coming back. Sorry about the hiatus. It might happen again. I'm not going to guarantee. So how about you hold your horses, horsing around, Am I right, Luke and
Pun.
Austin?
Pun.
But thank you, and we cannot wait to see you again in the next episode.
I will miss you.